Hey, what's up? So, we hit 3K subscribers. In fact, we've hit more than 3K since I hit 3K. Growth has been kind of insane lately, which I'm not complaining. Thank you so much. Genuinely kind of crazy to think that, like, things are starting to, like, actually, like, get a little bit busy in terms of the YouTube stuff. It's really cool to see. Here's hoping things get even crazier this year. It'd be very cool to see. It seems like things are already pretty, like, wild. I'm like not even a week after hitting 3K, suddenly I'm already almost a quarter of the way to 4K. Kind of deal, you know? It's like, what? But I decided to do a Q&A again, because this kind of snuck up on me. I figured it would be easy enough to do, so we're going to go ahead and, I got quite a few questions this time around, which is very nice. I also got a couple questions on Blue Sky and Twitter. We'll cover those at the end. Let's just go ahead and get this started from like oldest to newest. What inspired you to have a YouTube channel? A lot of other gaming YouTubers and stuff. You see like things like Jacksepticeye, Corey X Genjin. I know like people like Chuck Conrad have also been a bit of an influence in like doing gaming stuff. And even nowadays, with like my emphasis on horror and stuff, is kind of like inspired by stuff people like Postra, for example. It's kind of why I've been starting to incorporate, like, I play so many horror game stuff, and also why I've been starting to incorporate a little bit more horror into like my artwork and stuff. So yeah. What manner of creature are you? Unrelated, but I totally mistook you for a slug cat. You should totally make a skunk version of yourself. That'd be interesting to see blabbed. Alright, well, first things first. Here you go, slug cat me. And Naito is a shape-shifting cat, basically. Boom. How fluffy are you? It depends on the mood. I could be a hairless cat or like a cloud. I don't know, it depends, I guess. Who's your favorite character in Cataboy series? Big Boy? Definitely. Floaty Boy, Minori are definitely like close second and third for me. I really like Big Boy because I don't really talk about much of like why I really like Big Boy other than he's funny. But like I also see a lot of myself in him. Kind of clumsy, a little lazy, but also like, like cares for his friends a lot, like tries to be as helpful as he can be, stuff like that. We're both kind of fat. But yeah, no, it's just, I see a lot of myself in him, and that's kind of what, like, helps him stick out to me a bit more. That and he's just cool. I like him. He's neat. Do you have any plans to make a Discord server for you and your community at any point? So, like, your followers can interact with you and you can interact with them. Funny thing about that. Also, for second question, if I were to suggest an FNF mod or a game to play, where can I do that smiley face? First of all, I see you get the member badge. Thank you. That's really cool. I should really do more stuff with the membership things. I've been a little bit slow on that. So about the Discord thing, I did run a server for a little bit. It was like for a few months. It was kind of after I hit 2K subscribers. I kind of opened it after like the 2K stream I did, and the server's kind of basically closed now. Like you can still join it, but the server applications are closed and stuff. Most of the channels are kind of locked, and it's basically dead. I'm gonna be honest, like, I was really excited to start a server. I thought it'd be a very funny idea, and I thought it'd be a pretty cool, like, way to celebrate 2K subs by opening a server, but then, like, not even a couple months later, I kind of realized I kind of did not like running a server. This is more of a me thing. It doesn't really have anything to do with anyone else, mostly. I just, I kind of realized I don't have fun. Wasn't having fun, and honestly, I was kind of more stressed about it. Maybe it was kind of stupid to be stressed about it, considering the server was not the most active thing in the world, but still. Probably didn't help that, like, early on there was some stuff that went on in the server that kind of made me like, maybe this isn't a good idea. I had one guy talk about NSFW art involving my character. I'm not joking, that happened. Even posting a censored version of said art for people to see. I don't know why he did that. It was very stupid. And then there was another guy who sent gore in someone's DMs. Yeah, that guy didn't last very long. And yeah, both of these things happened within the span of like not even 2 months of the server being alive. So that kind of killed a lot of like my motivation and like wanting to get this going. That was very early on. I was kind of realizing, maybe this is not a good idea. I don't know if I want to do this. I kept fighting with myself about it on whether or not I really wanted to close the server, because like, I wanted to like, make a fun thing for the community I've been building. But what's done is done. I've closed the server for the time being. I'm gonna be honest, I know I said it wouldn't be a permanent decision, but like, I also don't see myself opening it back up anytime soon. At least not right now. I kind of feel like I failed at running the server very, like, well. I kind of sucked at it. I sucked at keeping it alive, and also just generally running it, I feel like I did pretty garbage on, but I don't know. Maybe in the future I might consider reopening it. We'll see. I don't have plans for it right now. Also, for your second question, you can ask me in, like, Blue Sky DMs, Twitter DMs also work. And I suppose I can accept some Discord DMs. I'm like, yeah. It's just like, hey, I have a recommendation, send a link. I know YouTube's a little finicky with, like, links and whatnot, so just send me a link. I might check it out, might not. We'll see. Did you use music from a titleless video for your cheese video? Oh, that was this short I uploaded. If not, what is the music? I haven't seen a dev scene for cheese. Oh, there's no dev scene for cheese. Okay, so that song that I used for that video is a slightly edited version of A Faint Signal by Infinity Frequencies. I really like their work, and I kind of wanted to incorporate like one of their songs in a video, like a little like small video thing, because like their music's very calming, but also has a slight uneasiness to it that I really love. And I kind of figured, you know what, this would be a funny idea to just put in like a little horror kind of like bad ending setting. So that's kind of what I did. How many OCs do you have? I have a few. I can run through a list real quick because I've got a bunch. A lot of them are Cataboy related, go figure. But like, yeah, I got a lot of stuff. All right, running through a quick list real quick. We got Kurai, we got Yuki, Galaxy, Iki, Lucky, Blue Moon, Kit, Nyoko, Hana, Umbra, and then for non-Kato, just 3 of them. We got Hari, Haze, and Willow. Those last 2 I'm going to redesign soon enough. And keep in mind, these are the characters I actively use or will be actively using more often in the future, so, yeah. How did you become a shapeshifter? Ooh, we're getting character lore here. Okay, so the whole thing with Naito being a shapeshifter thing, he started off as a very normal as like a normal gray cat, and then we'll just say that some people really wanted to be were very curious about like, would it be possible to manipulate a creature into just kind of becoming whatever it wanted to be? And so experiments took place. I love creating dark lore for my characters. I haven't really expanded on like the backstory stuff too much. I probably should do that because like it's a little like in development kind of deal. But yeah, basically it's just normal cat gets experimented on a bunch, and then because of it, now it's a shapeshifter. And also he kind of forgot all about it because like they messed with his brain too much kind of deal. So fun. How'd you get inspired to play Cataboy? And I think there's another question. How'd you find out about the Cataboys game series? Basically, I could answer both of these. Luigi Kid Gaming. His Cataboy videos popped up, and I'm like, hey, these seem kind of neat. I watched them, I'm like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. I just kind of kept watching them here or there as they popped up, and then it was around the time Trouble in Loveland released. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take a crack at this like series. I might as well have some fun with this. And the rest is history. Are you more of a Billy Badass or a Timmy Tough Knuckles? What? I guess a Timmy Tough Knuckles? That sounds funnier. Favorite tree? I don't know, like a cherry blossom tree? Those are pretty. Can I have your soul? I have no soul. Can you breathe? Because I can't. Yes, same here. Have you ever heard of banana? Devil emoji, devil emoji. I guess. I don't know why the devil emojis. I'm a little scared. You know, like a banana. Angry. Unrelated. Have you heard her name? The pro. What is this question? Favorite cat. Favorite owl. I mean, for cats, I really like ragdoll cats. I also really like Maine Coon cats. They're very fluffy and cute. And a favorite owl, I'm not actually too sure. Owls are really neat creatures, though. I like them. I don't know, I got a snowy owl. I like those are fun little creatures. They're cool. They're neat. I like them a lot. Can you make a video FNF versus Sonic? Which one? Who are you? Serious question. I am a regular freaking guy, I guess. I play horror games and also funky games, and I draw occasionally. Yeah. I don't know, my stuff is very simple. I don't know. I'm not a very complicated person. You should play Crazy Frog Racer for the GBA. What in the crap is that? I see. What's your favorite flavor of cheese? I don't know, I guess mozzarella or pepper jack. I'm gonna be so honest. I don't really care much for the flavor of like most cheeses unless they're like hot and melted. So, like, yeah, I mozzarella and pepper. They're basic, but, like, whatever. I'm not a big, like, cheese guy, to be honest. I know you said this as a joke, but do you have plans to release the Cataboy fandom unedited? Probably not. As in, I definitely don't plan on it. Especially since part of the footage is just audio only, and just in general, I'm like, nah, I probably will not. What's your favorite indie character? That's a tough question, because there's a lot of indie characters I really like. I know people would probably expect me to go with the obvious one, but, like, I don't know, you know? Nico's great and all, but, like, I also really like characters like Ori, you know? I love, you know, Cataboy's indie. We can go big boy, I guess. I guess Garn 47 would technically be, like, indie stuff. I like Car and I like Drilly. I'm like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I guess we'll go either Big Boy or Nico right now, I guess. There you go. Those are like probably the most obvious ones. Hello, I got a question for you. Do you think ever since you made the first video on the Cataboy series, do you think that had a positive impact or a negative impact on you? This could be towards the community, games, mental health as a whole, by the way. Okay, so, like, overall, I'd say, like, ever since, like, I made my first video, like, overall, my involvement with Cataboy and all that has overall been positive. Saying overall, like, more than once, I probably take a shot. There's been plenty of highs, there's been plenty of lows, like, when you're heavily involved with a fandom, there's obviously going to be stuff that happens in it, that kind of happens with any fandom, and there's been a lot of things that have happened. I've had my sanity test a few times, my mental health test a few times. I've almost given up on, like, the series as a whole at points, but overall, though, especially now, I'd say we're in a better, like, I'm in a better position with this. Like, the community's in a better spot. It's not as active, but it's still, you know, it's nice. We're at a nice point right now, and overall, with everything, just, you know, even with the lows, it's kind of like I've met a lot of really cool people from this series. A lot of very good friends who I talk to very frequently now, especially after stuff like the fandom and everything. It's just, I've made some very dear friends, and I would not trade that for anything. Even when things get kind of rough at times, you know, and there's always, you know, I can at least know that there's always people to talk to. It's very nice. I'm getting emotional talking about it. I'm a very emotional person sometimes. What's your favorite genre of music that isn't from FNF? What's your favorite aesthetic? Okay, so the music genre outside of FNF, that's just funny. I don't know. I tend to like a lot of, like, I mean, typical, like, EDM stuff, but, like, that's a very broad kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know how you would really describe it. I like a lot of the stuff that people like Camellia, T-Pazla, Cabario would make. Kind of like the fast-paced, kind of like a lot of speedcore stuff almost. Just, like, really fast-paced, like, crazy songs. Stuff like that I really enjoy. I also like, sometimes I get a good, like, bit of fun just with some metal. And you know, obviously, it also depends on the mood, to be fair. Because, like, sometimes I'm just in the mood to listen to some very calming stuff, especially, like, vaporwave stuff. I don't know. My music tastes are all over the place. They're kind of a mess, but, like, that's what's kind of fun about having a crazy music taste. What can I say? Also, for favorite aesthetic, I don't know. I'm like, I tend to get a really good, like, I tend to really enjoy, like, the scenery of, like, you know, like a city at night, like a city lit up with, like, neon lights at night. I think those are very pretty. I also do like a lot of the vibes of, like, winter and, like, Christmas and stuff, especially, like, all the lights and everything. Especially, like, I've seen some very pretty, like, city, like winter, like, city light stuff. Like, man, those are relaxing. Those are nice to look at. Are you a furry or are you a cat IRL? Oh, I'm obviously a cat. Look, it's obviously me. Also, nah, I don't personally consider myself a furry. I know that's probably really hard to believe. But personally, I don't. I mean, I don't know, I still kind of question that myself, to be honest, but, like, yeah, I don't know. And then last question, how would you feel if your popularity just randomly skyrocketed? And I don't mean by a specific video or series, I mean in general. That helps. I'm gonna be honest, like, if my popularity just kind of skyrocketed, I probably would just kind of be doing what I usually do. It would probably be very surprising, and I would be, like, caught way off guard, I think, but overall, I don't know, I don't think much would really change, to be honest. I probably would try to, like, you know, at most, maybe I'd just try a little bit harder to make sure just keep community things under control. And even then, like, that's not, I don't think that's necessarily something I would worry about too much. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would just kind of proceed like I normally do. Yeah. And that's pretty much all I got for the questions. Kind of wait a few days, wait for stuff to build up, and I think at this point, I think it's safe to say, like, I got plenty of questions, plenty of, like, neat little things. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say other than that. Again, thank you all so much for 3K, and thank you so much for, like, the, like, recent support on, like, recent videos. I was not expecting stuff like the Missile Crimson Morning demo, and especially the Indie Cross video to do as well as it has been. So that's really cool to see, and I appreciate it a lot. And also just the fact we're already almost at 3.25k. Like, we're already at almost at 3,250, and like we hit 3k not even 2 weeks ago. That's kind of nuts, and I hope that continues, because like, it feels nice, and I appreciate I'm very thankful for the fact that y'all are really enjoying my stuff. I'm glad to see that, like, this is starting to, like, actually, like, kind of get somewhere, you know? But, yeah, I think with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave this off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.